through entire world YouTube channel. Today we representing 5 short story. 1. Finders Keepers. A wise woman who was traveling in the mountains found a precious stone in a stream. The next day she met another traveler who was hungry, and the wise woman opened her bag to share her food. The hungry traveler saw the precious stone and asked the woman to give it to him. She did so without hesitation. The traveler left, rejoicing his good fortune. He knew the stone was worth enough to give him security for a lifetime. But a few days later he came back to return the stone to the wise woman. "I've been thinking," he said, "I know how valuable the stone is, but I give it back in the hope that you can give me something even more precious. Give me what you have within you that enabled you to give me the stone." 2. Bandage of Complaint. Once a saint saw a man with a bandage tied round his head. "Why have you tied the bandage?" he asked. "Because my head aches," the man replied. "How old are you?" he demanded. 30, he replied. "Have you been in pain and anguish the greater part of your life?" he inquired. "No," the man answered. "For 30 years you have enjoyed good health," he remarked, "and you never tied the bandage of thankfulness. Now because of this one night headache that you tie the bandage of complaint." 3. And the Game of Chance. Ghulam Hussein was a popular social figure and a keen host of guests coming to him from distant lands. He lived in Moshi, a beautiful small town at the foot of Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. He was generous and hospitable to one and all. One of his hobbies during leisure hours, particularly on Saturdays and Sundays, was to play the game of cards with his friends. For hours they used to get together where they enjoyed the game. It was not with the aim of gambling but rather just for pleasure and pastime. Once in the midst of a lively game of cards, his servant came to inform him that a guest of his was seriously ill at the guest house and needed his immediate attention. He sent the servant back saying he would come soon. But he was so much engrossed to withdraw from it. So he continued to play with keen interest. After a while, his servant came again to report that the condition of the guest was deteriorating and needed his urgent attention as there was no one else to attend. But Ghulam Hussein was so deeply engrossed in the game that he did not want to be disturbed. As such, again he sent the servant back promising to come soon. By the time he could be free from the very mind-captivating game of cards, the servant came for the 3rd time. But this time he reported that the guest of his poor traveler from distant lands had already died. This news gave a shock of his life to Ghulam Hussein. It convinced him of the evil and harmful effect of such an indoor game. Therein. Then he vowed never to indulge himself in such a game. Is this not an eye-opening example of an intoxicating and mentally distracting game of cards? Commonly played today either as a pastime or for gambling purposes. Perhaps it also explains the philosophy behind absolute Islamic forbiddance to play or watch such a game even without the chance of gaining or losing money. It is meant to be prevention than a cure, lest man is one day tempted to use the game for gambling purpose. 4. The 3 Cows. There was a green and fresh pasture, in which 3 cows lived, a white cow, a black cow and a reddish-brown one. The cows were kind to each other. They were nice to each other. They used to graze in the meadow together, and they used to sleep near each other. Till it happened one day, the reddish-brown colored lion of the forest happened to pass that way. The lion was unhappy. It was hungry, and was looking for a prey. On catching sight of the cows it became glad, but couldn't attack them, because they were together. So, the lion sat in a corner and waited till the cows would separate from each other. The cows were together and wouldn't part away from each other, because they knew that if they were together, no predator could attack them. The lion lay in ambush nearby for 2 or 3 days. But the cows continued to remain together, and wouldn't separate from each other. The lion became unhappy. A plan occurred to it. It went towards the cows, greeted them, and said, "How are you, my friends? Are you fine? I have been remembering you for a long time, but because I am too busy, I can't come to you and ask about your health. Today I said to myself, anyhow I should come and see you from near and visit you." The reddish-brown cow said, "Sir, Your coming has really pleased us and brightened our pasture. The lion said, I have always remembered you, and have even ordered a better pasture made ready for you. Reddish-brown cow said, Sir, you have really obliged us and we are very thankful to you. Both the white and the black cows were troubled by what their friend, the reddish-brown cow said, and were grieved at its thoughtlessness. They feared lest it should be deceived. They said to each other, which forest has not got a better pasture? Why does the reddish-brown cow believe what the lion says? Doesn't it know that lions seek other animals only to prey on them? The reddish-brown cow became more and more a close friend of the lion each day. The black cow and the white cow advised it as much as they could, but with no avail. One day the lion said to the reddish-brown cow, You know that the color of our bodies is dark, and that the color of the body of the white cow is light, and you also know that the light color is the opposite of the dark color. It would be very good if I eat the white cow, so that there will be no difference among us any longer and that we will be able to live together well. The reddish-brown cow accepted the saying of the selfish lion and started talking to the black cow to keep it busy, so that the lion could eat the white cow with more ease. The white cow was left alone and was killed, while the black and the reddish-brown cows were busy with idle talks. 2 or 3 days passed since the lion had devoured the white cow. The lion, angry and uneasy, was lying in a corner, and the reddish-brown cow was moving around the lion and grazing. The lion called the reddish-brown cow. The cow answered, Yes, sir. The lion said, The color of my body and the color of your body are reddish-brown, and black does not go with our color. It will be very good if I eat the black cow, so that in this forest we all will be of the same color. The reddish-brown cow accepted and moved away from the black cow. The lion attacked and devoured the black cow too. And as for the reddish-brown cow, it was so filled with joy that it didn't know what to do. It roamed and grazed and said to itself, It is only me who has the color of the lion. A few days passed since the black cow had been devoured by the lion. The lion roared and said, Oh, the reddish-brown cow! Where are you? The reddish-brown cow, shaking with fear, went forward and said, Yes, sir. The lion said, Today it is your turn, get yourself ready, I am going to eat you. The reddish-brown cow, with great fear and horror said, Why, sir, I am your friend. I did whatever you said. So why do you want to eat me? The lion roared and said, Friend of a friendless. How is it possible that a lion makes friendship with a cow? No matter how much the reddish-brown cow begged and entreated, the lion didn't accept its words. The lion attacked the cow. The cow said, Mr. Lion, please allow me to cry out 3 times before you eat me. The lion said, Quickly, quickly. The reddish-brown cow cried out, I was eaten the very day the white cow was eaten. I was eaten the very day the black cow was eaten. I was eaten the very day I made with you. The lion devoured the reddish-brown cow very quickly. Then it said to itself, I have finished my job in this forest. Now I had better go to other forests. Divide and rule policy. 5. A white has no superiority over a black. The following scene took place on a BA flight between Johannesburg and London. A white woman, about 50 years old, was seated next to a black man. Obviously disturbed by this, she called the air hostess. Madam. What is the matter? The hostess asked. You obviously do not see it then. She responded. You placed me next to a black man. I do not agree to sit next to someone from such a repugnant group. Give me an alternative seat. Be calm please, the hostess replied. Almost all the places on this flight are taken. I will go to see if another place is available. The hostess went away and then came back a few minutes later. Madam, just as I thought, there are no other available seats in the economy class. I spoke to the captain and he informed me that there is also no seat in the business class. All the same, we still have one place in the first class. Before the woman could say anything, the hostess continued. It is not usual for our company to permit someone from the economy class to sit in the first class, however, given the circumstances. The captain feels that it would be scandalous to make someone sit next to someone so disgusting. She turned to the black guy and said, Therefore, sir, if you would like to, please take your hand luggage because a seat awaits you in the first class. At the moment, the other passengers who were shocked by what they had just witnessed stood up and applauded. This is a true story against racism, which is not usually told. All mankind is from Adam and Eve, and Arab has no superiority over a non-Arab, nor a non-Arab has any superiority over an Arab, also a white has no superiority over a black, nor does a black have any superiority over white except by piety and good action. Learn that every Muslim is the brother of another Muslim, and that Muslims constitute one brotherhood. End of the stories. I am looking and wait for yours humble suggestions. So, it is chain of thousands short stories we will daily presenting for you. Just support me, like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel, Entire World Teacher, to inform up with daily basis interesting videos. Take care of yourself.